Hi, everyone. This is DJ Honey Flow for the Honey Flow Talk Show every Wednesday night. I'm really excited to bring on our next guest. He's actually going to be rating in just a minute, so we'll just wait for him as well. But it's the real DJ Yoshi, guys. So I'm super excited to bring him in. Wow, I looked over his bio. I'm telling you guys, this guy has done so many things. It's going to be really interesting. I haven't really met a DJ that's really in sports and entertainment. So I know that's what he really stands by. He's an award winning sports and fashion DJ. He's the official DJ for Army football, Fox Sports, Under Armour, of course, Fight Night DC, Big Football, New Jersey Devils, New Jersey Nets, New Jersey. Yeah, I mentioned New Jersey Jets. I was like, that's pretty exciting, because I'm a huge sports fan too. And he's also worked on MTV, ABC, ESPN, TLC, CNY, Fox Sports. He's done several radio appearances as well. And what else could I tell you about him? Wow, he's worked with so many celebrities. P. Diddy, of course, Mariah Carey, Sean Paul, Mary J. Blige, which is one of my favorites. Of course, John Legend, Jamie Foxx, definitely thinking about Jamie Foxx right now. Maury Povich, which I found pretty interesting. The B-52, Slick Rick, Guru, of course, used to be one of my favorites. Black Sheep, Ivanka Trump, which is very interesting. Hey, okay, we see the raid coming in. Just going through the real DJ Yoshi's bio. I was like, please don't leave me here by myself, or else I'm going to ramble. How you guys doing? I go by DJ Honeyflow. Welcome, Raiders. We're going to learn so much about the real DJ Yoshi. So many amazing things he's done in sports and entertainment. The list goes on. So we're definitely going to get into his bio and wait until he comes in. Feel free to follow me as well. That's the only way you're pretty much going to see my show online. I do a talk show every Wednesday night. Also do, a few music DJ shows. I'm still learning myself. And also, I'm starting a new motivational show sharing my personal story on TikTok and Instagram. So look out for that, you guys. But great to see you. So the real DJ Yoshi should be coming in 1 minute. Okay, he says 2 minutes. No problem. Yeah, it's okay. I have enough information on your bio so you could take a few minute break if you need one. Real DJ Yoshi. I gotta be comfortable in front of the camera by myself. I gotta start getting comfortable with it. So I was like, please don't leave me. I'm gonna start stuttering. But how you guys doing? We got Dijon Mustard or DJ on Mustard, Dijon Mustard in the building. Good to see you. Yeah, dope set. I was lurking as I was getting ready. It was a really good set. We have DJ MC2 J-Man all the way from Chicago doing big things. How you doing? We got my man DJ J Jonah in the building. Make sure you guys are adding all these dope DJs. Add him. He's got a lot of surprises, got a lot of Ray trains. He's done all my graphics up here for me. So make sure you guys are adding him too. Who else do we have in the building? Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate you. We got DJ Los Latino. Ooh, I like your DJ name as well. Let's see if there's anyone else I'm missing in the building here. Yeah, so thanks for coming through, you guys. He's just going to be a couple minutes. Going back to his bio, it's pretty interesting, you guys. Some of his clients have been Fiore, Nike. He's got the Brooklyn Nets, Billionaires Row, Champagne. Also, Ann Taylor is a place I used to shop when I used to be in the corporate world, Nordstrom as well. I used to DJ there too, but they closed all their stores in Canada recently. So that's something to definitely talk about. BT and Norwegian Cruises. So it looks like he's done a variety of different things, and working with, a lot of interesting celebrities too. So I definitely am going to ask him about that. And, I think he was on MTV in 2013. MTV spun, the VMA pop-up tour celebrating 30 the 30th anniversary of the Video Music Awards. So one thing that I've noticed about him too is he's an advocate. He's not just a DJ, and that's what I always look for, is someone that's doing something in the community, someone that does something above themselves. So I really respect, not only is this guy crazy busy, his bio is like unbelievable to me, just the amount of things he's done, but just being an advocate also with his own personal story, which we're going to dive into a little bit later on. I only have an hour with him, so I'm going to try to cover all these things. But I know he's a huge advocate for the Crohn's Foundation as well. And, the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation, cystic fibrosis as well, and done so many amazing things in the community. And I always, respect even more. I think it's really important that if you have a small platform or a large platform, you guys are really using your stages, because really every day that we're here is a stage. Even if you're going to the bus stop or you're going to the subway or going to your car, like, that's your platform. It doesn't necessarily have to be a platform or a huge platform like some DJs are on, but if you use the platform today, and whatever it is that you're passionate about, to do in life, whatever your purpose is, I say do it now. So you don't have to necessarily wait for a big platform or to, be the next Instagram star. You could just make a difference now. And that could be just doing something in your local community, something that's, small. It doesn't have to be very big. And I actually posted something on purpose on Instagram, which, I'm really passionate about too. And, it just made sense, like the things that get to your purpose, right? So I love the fact that he's an advocate in the community. And sometimes, through trials and the stories we go through, sometimes those actually bring out our true purpose, right? So he's got quite a personal journey, even DJing and with his health. So we're definitely going to dive into that too later on in the show. Okay, I think I've done enough talking. I see him here, so we're going to bring him in and go from there. So let's bring in the one and only, the real DJ Yoshi as well.
Hey.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey. I apologize. I had to, had to take a comfort break.
No, I get it. I get it. Oh, I hear an echo. I wonder if that's coming from you or me.
Let's try something.
Do you have one
How about
device
now?
on? Let's see. Yeah, I still hear the echo.
Damn it.
I
Hold
hear
on.
myself echoing in and out. It's just me. You sound okay.
I don't hear an echo. Let's try something. Hold on. We're going to try leaving echo cancellation on this time.
Oh yeah, that usually works. Leaving echo cancellation on. Okay, I think that's good.
How
Perfect.
about now?
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Yes.
so you're feeling better too. It's good to see you back.
I know.
Streaming.
I'm feeling so much better. It was rough. I mean, the schedule was brutal. The traveling was insane, and it ran me down. And so being run down coupled with getting COVID was not good. It was
Yeah,
just,
that's crazy. Well, you at least recovered a lot quicker. Some people are dealing with it for months or a year, so that's good.
yeah. My wife actually has long COVID now. Her lung function was down to 50%
Oh, wow.
last year. And the shitty thing is, she came with me last week because we weren't going to see each other basically for the next 6 weeks. And so she decided to come with me last week, and she ended up getting COVID again.
Oh man. Well, I hope she, feels better. It takes so much time, but diet and, eating clean and all that sort of stuff, like it all helps. It really
Oh yeah.
does,
Yeah. I
recovery.
firmly believe that, I like, we've always eaten clean. We can get into that, but ever since the heart attack, I've had to completely change everything from, I basically removed anything that's meat from the diet. and it's the results have they've been really good.
Wow, that's amazing, and we're definitely gonna get into that. I know I only have, I think, an hour with you, so we're definitely
Yeah,
gonna get into that story a little bit later for sure. Wanted to
sure.
start off with something a little lighter with you, and your bio is incredible. Just going over it, you being a sports and fashion DJ, and why did you decide to take kind of the route of more sports entertainment? Because you don't really see that too often with DJs. Like they're usually doing bars or clubs or just a variety of things, but you specifically put sports and fashion DJing as well. So I was curious about that.
Yeah, so I started 27 years ago. So the last month was my 27th year of actually being out professionally in the world. And I started the same way. I was 16 years old and I was playing clubs. So I was one of the lucky ones that got to play clubs, and not just regular clubs, but mega nightclubs in New York City, iconic ones like the Tunnel, Limelight, um, Exit, Carbon. And from there, when I turned 18, I was like, hey, I want to do something bigger. Signed my first tour when I was 18 with Pepsi at the time. And I used that. I learned how to manage a stage and manage a run a show and a schedule. And I pitched that to the New Jersey Nets in like 2002. I'm like, hey, I've been doing this for the Harlem Globetrotters for the past year and a half. I think I could make your show better. And it was a random pitch that I put all together in like a crappy little pitch deck, you know, using Photoshop at the time.
Wow.
And the person who handled entertainment at the Nets responded. I was like, who knew? Um, they responded. Oh, I later I found out why they responded. They responded because they called someone who they respected, DJ Irie from the Miami Heat. He is the first ever DJ in sports entertainment. They called Irie. Irie co-signed me. We had a good relationship, and he's just like, if you're not going to use him, he's like, you guys are just, you're not forward thinking, and that's the only reason I got the call back.
Wow. That is unbelievable. Like, that's unbelievable you actually even just got a call for them to bring you in. Like, it's so much harder. I don't even know if you'd be able to do that now because there's probably so many agencies and different things you gotta go through, I'm assuming?
Yeah. So at the time, I was the fourth ever DJ in sports entertainment and the fourth NBA DJ. So shout out to Irie, Super Sam out in Seattle. Paul Bunyan was with the Indiana Pacers, and I forgot who the fourth one was. It's going to come to me. Um, those guys, all the three of them came before me, and I was the fourth. So when we were doing it, no one really knew how to, I don't want to say bastardize, but how to market and make money off of the DJ. And it wasn't until we ended up pulling sponsors um, with the Nets, and then I brought that to college sports, and that was how I was able to build a relationship and maintain a relationship with producers and event agencies, was because of my work in sports with the Nets. I took that and I pitched it to Rutgers, and nobody had ever done that in college sports before. So we did it in college sports. We did it first at Rutgers, and my second game, I don't know if you know who Aaron Andrews is. Um,
No. I don't.
Aaron is one of the premier broadcasters and sideline reporters in sports. She started with ESPN College Game Day, and from there she went to the NFL, and she is on the sidelines for Fox now with the number one team. And she was also the host of Dancing with the Stars for a few seasons.
Oh,
But
wow.
while
Amazing.
Aaron was doing College Game Day, and Thursday Night Football and Saturday Night Football. She was just like, we've never seen this before. And whenever ESPN was broadcasting the Rutgers games, they always showed love. And from there, when people saw that and other programs saw that and other franchises saw that, it made my job of securing work in sports that much easier, because verifiable source with Aaron Andrews and ESPN, and they're giving us credibility in what we do as DJs. And other people were like, wow, we really like what you're doing. Can you either do it for us or help us onboard a DJ who can kind of do what you're doing? And that's how we got it started. And fortunately, you know, 21 years later, it's a formula that still works.
That's crazy. Now, did they also get you doing like hosting and emceeing, or over there is it just strictly like DJing for you?
So initially, when I was with the Nets my first season, I didn't touch a microphone, but we were in the middle of a playoff run, and they were like, how comfortable are you behind a mic? I was like, listen, whenever I DJ in clubs, it's make some noise. Ladies, throw your fucking hands up, shake that ass, get low, party people, the usual.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, well, can you tone it down for the arena?
Yeah.
And we did my first hit ever. I mean, I'm shaking, mic shaking, and I didn't understand fully the throw, the delay, and then the slapback delay.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what the slapback delay is, it's just it goes out from the speakers, hits a wall or any surface, just slaps right back, and it's as long as 2 seconds. And I actually have a video on YouTube that shows the delay from me doing a show for 80,000 people, where I'm playing it, and then you hear the MC speaking. In my video, you hear it speaking from the microphone from the camera, and then you actually hear the full delay back from the speakers, and then you hear the slapback delay.
Yeah. Bounces in the arena, right?
It just goes all over the place. An arena, a stadium, outdoor events. It's a little bit different when you're doing like a festival. You hear the reverb actually coming off of like the crowd, which is
Wow.
a little crazy. But it's like a little more tinny and muted compared to an arena. So that, digressing back to me being on the mic for the first time, it was like scared. We did a simple birthday shout to start to pull the crowd in. And then I started scripting out more and more things for the games as they went on. And the hits came more and more. And after that, the Nets decided to host a series of concerts. And they were like, hey, why don't you host the concert for us?
Oh, wow.
I'm like right after the game? They're like, yeah, like, 16, 18,000 people after the game. And I was like, okay. So we did it, shout out to the homies, DJ Ace. Who else was with us? Mr. C, Gavin DeGraw, Nas, Khalees, Slick Rick, and Sugar Hill Gang. And that's
Wow.
how I got my start in hosting, bigger events for bigger people. And that I use today still, because if I'm not DJing, I'm charging and I'm billing people out to be either a stage manager or a show host.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah, you've done a lot. Like I was looking at your bio, I'm like, "Oh, snap." Like from radio to, working with so many different celebrities. to, of course, a lot of arenas, like I mentioned earlier on in the show before you came here. He's the official DJ, guys, for Army football, Fox Sports, Under Armour, Fight Night DC, Big Football, New Jersey Devils, New Jersey Nets, and and New Jersey Jets, which is insane. Was there ever a time, because you've done a lot of big arenas and stadium stages, was there ever a time where you felt like, oh man, I don't know if I feel as confident, like walking out here, I'm petrified, I feel nervous, but you still got to push through and put on a good show?
Yeah. Actually, so I did the Nets, and then I did Rutgers football, and 4 seasons into me doing Rutgers football, I got the call from the Jets, and they were like, "Hey, what's your interest in coming to the NFL?" First they asked me, do I want to leave college sports? And I was like, hell no. And it was a good response because they understood my tie to college football, and they understood and appreciated my tie to college sports. So if somebody ever asks you to sell out, you can politely decline selling out. And most of the time, the producers and the event bookers and the buyers will appreciate that you didn't sell out, and they'll figure out a way how to work with you. So I go through the interview process. I get the Jets gig. I don't have any practice, any rehearsals. My first game with them is pregame, which we call ingress while people are coming in, warm-ups, and then super produced everything else in game, and then the halftime show. It was the NFL's 10-year anniversary of 9/11, and it was the NBC night game. So it was first time doing the NFL, coupled with Jets versus Dallas Cowboys, America's team. I knew there was going to be like a viewership of 25 to 30 million people. Didn't rehearse. My MC for the night was Robert De Niro. Just blows my mind. Lady A sang the national anthem. And then we had a halftime show to produce at the same time. And all that, and my first time being on with Network, our field producer, and our segment producer, and then the overall production manager for everything in-house. And the first time that they were like, all right, here are all your call buttons to speak to all these people. We hired you for a reason. Go get them.
Wow.
The moment came over me, and I was like, holy shit. Like my family's in the audience again, and this is the biggest show that I will ever produce. At the time, that's what I was thinking. This is the biggest show I'll ever produce. 85,000 people. And they were happy. It's still a video that I play every 9/11 on Twitch. I'll play the actual, condensed produced video, a video package that we were all a part of, and everyone in production got a part of it. So that was the biggest thing to date. And for me, it's 9/11, 10 years.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
It was overwhelming.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see that. Would you recommend to any DJs that actually want to get in stadiums or arenas? Like, what would you suggest for them? Would you say that they actually work with agencies, or they try to do it kind of independent to try to, get noticed? I don't know. Because it seems like, yeah, it would be very difficult to get in to an arena or a stadium.
So the easiest way to get into a stadium these days is by being as hot as you can be in your market. It's the easiest way. It gives you clout. It gives you the ability to dictate your terms almost. And you'll be contacted most likely by marketing, and marketing has major power and major dollars to spend. So they would probably start you off on the field or, doing something ancillary like externally in the stadium when you get there and you arrive, tailgate. They'd probably have you start doing something like that. Not most, all of the in-game stuff has already been spoken for. And, some of us aren't trying to give that up anytime soon. But we're always looking because there's always something being produced. And once you nurture your relationships and you build your relationships, you have to figure out how you can help each other out. And that's really where it goes from here. Most of the people that are bringing in talent are, marketing and events teams, because sports teams, sports franchises, collegiate programs, they're always doing events. So if you're as hot as you are in your market, it makes it easier for you to be seen, discovered, or if you decide to pitch, for them to just say, okay, we'll give you a shot. 90% of the time, you're not going to hear back from them. 99% of the time, it's going to be a no. But that 1% makes it all worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Yeah, it just seems like an amazing career you've had, and also to be doing it for so many years, you know? A lot of DJs don't last as long as, I mean, I've interviewed a lot of DJs on here, but just with your bio and everything you've done to keep going is truly amazing. And I'm sure Twitch is so much different, obviously, doing, real time like arena gigs compared to doing it in this virtual world. How do you kind of adjust to that too? Like just doing shows on Twitch, you can do whatever you pretty much play whatever you want as well. It's more intimate. But how do you feel like, do you prefer one or the other? I mean, I would definitely prefer an arena, but it seems like uh, a lot of work for sure.
It's a good balance.
Hmm.
Everything for me has become all about balance, and it's being able to balance personal life, married life, a family life, friendships, because you still have to nurture your friends. Everyone understands that you're busy, but those are going to be your biggest advocators and your biggest supporters. So don't play your friends out. And of course, don't play your family out. So you have all those. Um, I have a career in healthcare that I actually manage too.
Oh, wow.
And that was a blessing. I actually just recorded a video about that for the new YouTube channel, because I've been seeing a lot of hate back and forth of people saying, well, unless you're DJing full time, you're not hot. I
Hmm.
may not be the hottest thing out there, but I can tell you that you don't have to be DJing quote unquote full time. I actually put 50 hours into my career in healthcare and 50 hours into my career in music every week. So I had to shoot that video. But it balances each other. Twitch allows me to play whatever I want, hip hop, R&B. If I want to play slow jams on a Sunday, that's actually my favorite day to play. Sunday night, it's because I just get to unwind from playing nothing but hype music all weekend, where it's EDM and club bangers and crazy sounds that just ruin your eardrums. And
Hmm.
then I get to go to Twitch on a Sunday night if I'm not booked, and I get to play smooth R&B. I get to play Sade. Um, so that's what it's been all about for me. And now I've figured that post COVID, I can use Twitch as a marketing tool for clients who have never seen me before. Um, I've gotten so many new clients. One, streaming virtually because of Twitch, and two, event planners and bookers that were just checking in on Twitch randomly during the lockdown. I nurture that relationship too. So it's a great balance.
Yeah, for sure. You never know who's watching, right? So it's always good to, you just never know who's going to come through your room or who's watching. Even if you have two people in your room, you just never know. So I think it's always good to try to put on your best performance as well, too. Jay Trey has a good comment. She says she had to come out of your lurk to say this comment. She's like, those who say you ain't hot are the ones ain't doing anything but trying. I can't do her Cali accent, but I can see
That
her
Cali
definitely doing
twang.
that. Yeah, that Cali twang. I can definitely see her doing that. She says keyboard gangsters, gangstas. Yeah, that's true. That is true. People always have comments, but they don't really know your full story or why you do the things you do, and it is a lot of work. And I think also when you say you're a full-time DJ, like a lot of people discredit it, which is kind of funny. They just assume what you are, but they know nothing about your background or
Yeah.
maybe your corporate experience or like you in healthcare. Like there's a lot of DJs on here that are lawyers, that are doctors that are doing, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like this high profession. I mean, there's a lot of people on here that are streaming, but they also have jobs or they're also doing other things in the community, right? So
Mm.
I do find it funny when you tell people you DJ and they're just like, oh, really? Like, is that all you do? Like, what else do you do? I just leave it to that because if they're going to leave a comment like that at you, then, I'll let them think what they want to think, right? So
Yeah.
I find that interesting. Hey, this girl, Xtina, good to see you. We got
Yeah.
DJ Lost Latino in the building too.
Right about
Um,
that.
yeah, so that's good. So yeah, you've definitely done a lot. I know you've also I saw MTV, ABC, ESPN, TLC. See, this guy doesn't even need to say his bio, you guys. Like usually people that are doing big things in life, they don't need to shout out what they're doing from the rooftops. They're just doing it, right? But I just wanted to mention it again because I think it is really important to kind of talk about everything he's done because he has done quite a bit. SNY and Fox Sports. So, how were any of those opportunities that you had? Like you were on MTV, I believe, right?
I was
In some
on
of these?
MTV. Yeah, I was on MTV a couple of times.
Hmm.
Um, God, got a call from casting, and they were like, "We have this event and this opportunity. Do you want to do it?" And I was like, "Sure." Did it the first time. It did really well. The following year, they brought me back, and we did it again. And then I didn't work with them for a while. Um, I took a break of a year from, aside from the tours that I had booked, because on top of my career in healthcare, which, no, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a nurse, I'm not in anything high acuity. I write, manage, and negotiate contracts, and I work with lawyers. That's that's my career, which again has balanced out because I get to use that for my that experience that I've gained and the knowledge that I've gained in working with lawyers and redlining agreements and understanding what other lawyers like to hear and how to speak and caucus with entities that I normally wouldn't have had that knowledge or been privy to. And I get to use that and translate that to DJing and entertainment, right? But didn't work with MTV for a couple of years, and they call out of the blue and say, "You've been highly recommended to us to do this VMA tour." And I was like, what the hell is the VMA tour? They're like, "We've never done it before.
Wow.
Basically, we want to have you go to a bunch of different cities and spin VMA shows." Okay, let's do it. And thank you to Gotham Casting for that, because that was a great opportunity. And yeah, it was great camera experience. And the funny thing is, I've been on TV and I've been in front of the camera for so long, right? Ever since 2000. Yeah, 2000 was the first time that I was on TV. Ever since then, I've been on it in front of a camera. You have your main camera, you have B-roll being shot, you may have a tertiary cameraman, camera person who's shooting you, and you may have overhead and fly cams, right? It wasn't until Twitch where I got really comfortable staring down the barrel of a camera, because if you look at prior to Twitch and lockdowns, when I have camera footage, I'm looking to the side, the camera person, or I'm looking at a prompter. Twitch gave me the ability to get comfortable in staring down at the barrel of the camera and speaking to people.
Yeah, that's
Because,
interesting.
you know, like when you're giving speeches and you're talking to a mass audience, you're always taught to focus in on different people throughout, or different focal points throughout the venue. You can't do that with a camera.
Mhm.
You know, if you're just like this and you're DJing, so more and more that I've been working with the same production companies, you know, like, dude, where did you get comfortable giving a show for a camera? And I'm like, just watch my Twitch shows, man.
Wow. Plus they're further away, right? Don't you feel like it's different when you're in a huge arena? Like because you're not so well, you are zoomed in, but like with Twitch, it's very intimate. You're very zoomed in. But if you're doing an arena, the crowd or if you're on a stage, it's kind of further away. It's not like right here.
Let me show you. It depends.
Mhm.
MLB, MLB and the NFL and Big Ten, they get right up on me.
Oh, they do? Oh,
They
okay.
do. I'll actually show you. Trying to find the video right now. 2022. Yep. Let's find. So, I mean, some are like super abrasive
Mhm.
on how they.
J
This
Trey's
one
like
isn't too
all
bad.
in his grill.
This one isn't too bad.
Oh, okay.
Let me pull this one up.
We could see your legs. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see here. Can you guys see it? Let me maximize the screen. Oh, can you move it to the more to the right, is it? Or the other way? The other yeah, there we go. Okay, let's see here. Can you guys see it? Oh yeah, there you're pretty zoomed in for sure. Yeah, especially your face probably. You're on the big jumbotron. That doesn't ever make you nervous. I guess you've been doing it for a while, like
It,
where it doesn't
it used to. I mean,
yeah. Because it's like you're right on the jumbotron, right? You're so maximized.
I still get nervous no matter what. I get nervous. I get anxious. You know, it's mental health month, so yeah, I suffer from anxiety, especially post heart attack. The anxiety of thinking that I'm gonna have another heart attack.
Mhm.
You know,
For
like whenever
sure.
I don't feel well, it's just like shit. Am I having one right now? Um, so that anxiety has like translated to other things too. But now I try to figure out ways. So before a show, before any show, stage show, like something bigger, you'll see me like do like warm up stuff. I'll do jumping jacks. If I'm in a big arena and it's a really big show, sometimes I'll do laps just to get that extra energy out.
Mhm.
And when I don't have time to do that, then I try to sit. I always meditate for at least 10, 15 minutes before anything that I do, and yoga the morning of.
Oh, okay, you do
I
all
even do
those
yoga.
things.
Yeah, sometimes I even do yoga in between camera hits.
Wow. Yeah. So it sounds like you've done a whole lifestyle change. So for all you guys that don't know, he shared his personal story, which, hits like very, very home for me. I sent DJ, the real DJ Yoshi, a personal message because my ex-boyfriend actually passed away of a heart attack. So when I heard his story, I'm like, oh my goodness, like this this really resonates with me, and I really wanted him to kind of share his story and talk about it because I think it's really important, not just mental health, but getting your physical, getting you can look completely fine on the outside. Like I know he was mentioning he was pretty in shape, going to the gym. That's how my ex-boyfriend was too, 5 7 days a week. Like he looked like a bodybuilder. But we're gonna let you kind of share that piece of your journey. And I really appreciated that because it really hit home for me. And if you could, if it helps another man, because you could still be young
Yeah,
and you can look great on the outside, but the inside, anything could be clogged or your arteries. So that's why fitness and even health I'm taking more seriously now. So
good.
yeah, if you wanted to share a little bit more of your story to, you never know who's in the chat. It doesn't matter if you work out 7 days a week, guys, like, or how you look on the outside. You can look like an athlete. I've known a few athletes that have passed away that way just on the track field. So, yeah, I'll let you kind of share that piece of your journey too.
Yeah, so the heart is a funny thing. One day you can have a doctor look at everything and look at scans, and you could be completely healthy. And the next day you could knock it, or the same day you could knock it into a rhythm, and go in, and you're in arrhythmia, and you could die from the arrhythmia. Damar Hamlin was an example, right? Premier athlete gets hit with a glancing blow at the right time, right location on the chest, in between breaths, and at that rhythm that just knocked his heart out of rhythm. So for me, I've always been someone that has to take care of his body. Like my genetics from my family are shitty. My mom is a cancer survivor. Thank God. My father just battled cancer 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Um, my aunt battled cancer. My other aunt battled cancer, and genetically for us, we're predispositioned to be overweight. And for those who don't know Filipino culture, overweight, hypertensive, which is high blood pressure, and prone to stroke, heart attack, cancer, glaucoma, cataracts. That is what runs in my family. So at the time when it happened, I never thought that the stress of traveling, doing 200 shows a year
Wow.
while maintaining a career and not really understanding how to balance that. It's just go, go, go. My wife will tell you that I was on 4 Red Bull a day,
Oh my goodness.
and you're
Wow.
supposed to have two, and that's it. And
Red Bull's
two,
horrible for you too, what they
it's
put in it.
horrific for you.
So
So
bad. Yeah.
it's the equivalent of one is the equivalent of 2.5 cups of coffee,
Yeah. It's
right?
crazy.
Caffeine wise, it's like 180 milligrams of caffeine, right? So I was having four of those, two cappuccinos, which
Oh,
is another 2 shots of espresso per cappuccino, and then
wow.
I would end my day with like a cold brew coffee.
Hmm.
That was every day, so I could say yes to every gig because I thought it was so important to be everywhere and do it, do as much as possible and say yes to everything, and live the grind. So I was
Hmm.
living the grind, going, figuring out how to manage my career in healthcare, manage my DJing career. Uh, the sports is another thing. The traveling for the tours with Pepsi and Boost Mobile were another thing. And then all on top of that, go to the gym, right? Play golf, do things that satisfy my soul. So I was 19% was my BMI, which is a pretty healthy BMI to have in my 30s. So, 19, the body fat percentage at the time was around like 14%, which
Hmm.
is that's an athlete. And one day after the gym, I was withdrawing from migraine medication. And as I was withdrawing from the migraine medication, I fucking passed out while I was driving my car
Oh my goodness. Wow.
on I-95,
Oh, that's crazy.
which is a major highway of like, and I did a 3-lane switch, and then I got up and I'm like, oh my God, like I'm dizzy, I'm disoriented. I was like, let me get to my parents' house. I thought for sure that it was me coming off the medication. Oh, blacking out from the Topamax happens to like 0.0001 of the population out there. So I thought that's what I was suffering from. Didn't really realize that I was suffering from a heart attack. And during COVID, I felt this same thing all over again. Ended up going to the cardiologist this time because I was like, I went to the doctor and I was like, I changed my diet. I don't eat shit. I got rid of caffeine. I only have 1 cup of coffee now, which that was the hardest thing to do. Like I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I've been addicted to drugs in the past. When you're fucking touring at 14, 15 years old, what are you doing? You're smoking weed, snorting some stuff, and probably drinking to end your day. And
Yeah. Wow.
that's what I was involved with as a teenager in the music industry. That's why I don't advocate for that shit anymore. So all that leads me to how I'm feeling. And I'm like, I'm at the prime of my health right now. I'm feeling like a champ. And I'm on a golf course in late 2020 and I pass out.
Wow.
So what the hell is going on? Go to the doctor. We do multiple stress tests. We do echoes. We do imaging of the heart. We do radiation imaging. And they were like, yeah, we see that, you have a sign of stenosis in your arteries and in your veins. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, it's called a heart attack. So I'm like, oh my God, man. Like what the, so we go through 2 years of testing and he's like, I want to put you on this medication. We got to do this, everything, this whole gamut and array of testing and simulations. And how do you feel? It came to the point where they were sticking in rods and needles to try to simulate current from here to here to make sure that it wasn't anything knocking my heart into a rhythm from the working out and everything that I was doing. Fast forward to 2023. The doctor comes to me in January and he's like, hey, we got to do your heart imaging again. Let's take your blood samples again. All right. So do more blood. My cholesterol, and mind you, I was only eating salads, brown rice, chicken and vegetables, beef and vegetables, and a lot of seafood. My cholesterol, because of my genetics, was through the frickin' roof.
Wow.
264 was my cholesterol for eating that way, all organic, wild caught, clean. Eating that way. And I was having a salad a day. So I was hypertensive again, 154 over 96, and that's borderline stroke. So they wanted to put me on more medication. I said, you know what? I'm going to try to do this the natural way. I don't want any medication. I'm already on medication for my Crohn's, and I don't want to screw that up. My wife found something called CAREY, and it's an all vegan diet, all organic. It's certified vegan. It's 3 meals a day and a protein shake because I still wanted to lift. In 6 weeks, I dropped my cholesterol numbers to by 62 points. And I went from 154 over 96 to 122 over 76 on my blood pressure. So we did that. And then 2 weeks later, we did my imaging on my heart. And the doctor said, whatever the hell you've been doing, keep on doing it because we don't even see signs of any narrowing anymore.
Wow. That's crazy. Were they surprised because you're so young? Like you had 2, right? Like to
Too.
be that young. Were
Yeah.
and did you have any symptoms like when you were driving in the car? Did you feel like tingling or anything in your arm? Did you feel a bit
No
of chest pain
tingles,
earlier
no
or
chest
nothing?
pain, no tingles, no chest pain. The the sensation that I get now, it's more of anxiety type. It's like
Mhm.
I don't even get a racing heart. My resting heart rate is 49, right? Like that's an athlete level. My resting heart rate is 49. My excited I'm sprinting at 12, 13 miles an hour. My elevated heart rate is a 162.
Mhm.
Sprinting, full on sprint. So I didn't get the racing heart. I didn't get the tingles. I didn't
Wow.
get a shooting pain or anything like that. It was just that's what I felt. It
Mhm.
was like, and then when I came to, it was like, oh shit. And then it was just this overall, oh my God, I can barely keep my eyes open. What the hell? And this nausea that I cannot explain or describe ever. It was like it's like having the worst stomach virus that you could ever have, that nausea of whenever you smell something, or
Mhm.
for equated to like being pregnant and having a food aversion.
Mhm.
It's like that, but worse is how I would explain it.
Wow. And I think DJ Hams is like, did it taste like when you're eating like taste metal? Or
No
did
metal,
you taste metal? Not that.
no
Yeah,
metal
everyone's
taste.
got different things. So that's what I mean. That's why it's so important, guys, to get your health in check. Like, don't wait until something happens because you just don't know, right? As we get older and the things they're putting in our food. And what do they say now that like, is everything pretty good now? Or
So
you're,
I have to go for another test. It's
Mhm.
blood work every 3 months, pretty much for the rest of my life, to make sure that the cholesterol and the hypertension is managed. And it's an echocardiogram annually, and a stress test, a nuclear stress test every 2 years. And hopefully after next year, I won't have to image the heart for a while.
Mhm.
So imaging the heart, it's a 64 slice CAT scan. It's called an angiogram. Your arm, and this is a torn shoulder, so your arm is like this. You're fully in the tube, and you have to lay like this still for 30 minutes, and they have to give you drugs if your heart rate elevates beyond 70. So
Mhm.
luckily for me, my heart rate doesn't elevate beyond 70 when I'm just laying down. That I don't need drugs, because that drug makes you, that's it, right? Like it slows your heart rate down to like 50.
And I
So
think laying off, like you said, red meat and Red Bulls for sure, because they put so much like
there's,
crap in Red Bulls, like it's really, really bad. And caffeine, I heard caffeine actually lasts 3 weeks to a month in your system.
that's right.
So if you're drinking that every day, guys, I didn't even know that. I just found that out recently because I love drinking coffee too daily, like my Starbucks or whatever, making coffee. And yeah, it's so bad, the stuff they put in it, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I would say for the folks that are legitimately concerned with their health, is at least go get a stress test and an echocardiogram. Your insurance will cover that. All the shit that I have to do, it's like 50, $60,000 worth of imaging every year that
wow.
I have to go through.
Wow.
And that's on top with with managing the Crohn's. Like, and for those who still clown on my career, and for those who clown on other DJs having a career, hey man, we have health insurance. And you want to know what my deductible is? $100. I hit $100, I'm fully covered. If it's in network or if it's out of network, then it's 80/20. Imagine if I did not have that insurance. I would be on the hook for $10,000 up front, because that's the Obamacare
Mhm.
normal, 10,000
Mhm.
up front, and then it's still 80/20 on the split. So then the 77,000, you're still on the hook for $14,000 after that, right? So that's $24,000 out of your pocket.
Wow.
How could you not stress if you're a full-time DJ or a full-time creative who pays for their own insurance or doesn't have insurance?
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm counting my blessings being in Canada because we don't pay for health insurance,
Oh, you
right?
guys are lucky with that. Right. Yeah, it gets taken out of your paychecks.
Yeah, it kind of does, I think, though, in taxes. I think it
Yeah.
does get taken out a lot. Like, it seems like it's free, but I don't think it really is, because we
Yeah,
get a lot off.
it's called single payer healthcare, and that's what America was and is thinking about doing. But
Mhm,
when you have single payer healthcare and everybody's covered, then there's something called an indigent population, which is those who can't afford healthcare.
mhm.
Those people have to be paid for as well. So it shoulders most of the burden on the people who work.
Yeah, people working for sure,
So,
definitely.
when people are like, "Oh my god, my life in Sweden and, my life in Switzerland is amazing. I make $400,000." Right. But then you're taxed
Yeah,
57%
the
on
tax
the
is ridiculous.
$400,000
Yeah, we get
because
a
you have to
lot
pay
taken
for other
off.
people.
Yeah, it's the same with us. We get, like, tons taken off, right?
Yeah.
You we don't yeah, definitely every paycheck. DJ 506, oh, wow. He says, "I just got through bowel cancer." Wow. I'm glad that you're getting through that as well,
Oof.
DJ 506. Um, you know, wow. So and he also says thanks for, he's grateful that you're sharing your story right now as well, and I'm sure a lot of people in this room. Wow. So that's good that you've made positive changes. And how do you feel like you're taking less or learning to say no to, because you have so much coming at you? Do you feel kind of guilty, like, oh, I can't be saying no, because you're doing so many different things? Or have you learned to kind of take a step back and
Yeah,
kind of
so
put boundaries and say no to things?
boundaries are a good thing. Those
Mhm.
that they're healthy to say no, and to have the power to say no. A lot of people, especially DJs and creatives and folks in general these days, they want to be people pleasers and they want to be crowd pleasers and they want to be able to say yes to everything.
Yeah.
I just shot a video of me showing people that you can make more money by saying no.
Oh, wow.
Right? You limit your supply. So if your demand stays there, I never disclose unless someone's actually like legitimately booking how much I make in a single night or a
Mhm.
single 3-hour engagement. By saying no more often, especially post COVID, it's roughly 40% more that I'm making on a per gig basis. So before, I was doing a club on Tuesday night, Wednesday. This was my schedule before, guys. Club on Tuesday until 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Go home, sleep until 7:30, wake up, get ready, shower, eat, go to my office, there till 4 p.m., go home, nap for half an hour to an hour, go to the gym, work out, dinner, go to the next club on Wednesday, and I would do that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Wow.
Friday, I would double dip because I would do an opening set somewhere from 10 to 12, and then I would do a primetime set from 1 to 3 o'clock, go home, sleep, wake up, play golf on Saturday, go to the gym, go home, sleep, double booked again because I would do a private event on Saturday
Oh
and then
gosh.
do a club. And that was and then, Sunday was always just, all right, if I'm not traveling anywhere, then I'm home, I'm relaxing. But oftentimes, Sunday night is like the best night to go party in New York, aside from Tuesday. Those are industry nights. So those are the nights that the celebrities are out and the entertainment bookers are out. So I would often do those too. Right now, I don't really touch clubs anymore. I touch two in a month, maybe 3.
Mhm.
This month I've done 4. I have 4 locked in. A busy week for me now is like corporate event on a Wednesday or a Thursday, because corporations love to do that. Makes it easier for me. A private event on a Friday, a private event or a sports gig on Saturday or Sunday. And that's my busiest weekend now. And I make more money doing that than I was double dipping in a club. Like, don't get me wrong, I was making a lot of money back then, but the economics are different, right? Like, you can grind in a club, and club grinders they're their own breed now, because the average club DJ is making $300 US, which is shit money.
Oh yeah, for
They're
sure. Definitely.
for 3 hours in a night, making $300. Granted, you're making $100 an hour, but you're not taking into account your preparation time, your time driving, and the time away from your
Setting
home,
up, tearing down. Yeah.
and the time away from your home and family, and the time that you're not sleeping. So for me, the base to get me into a club, you got to go at least triple that. And that's why I really don't do clubs anymore, because nobody's really paying that anymore. Pre-COVID, it was like, $1,500, $2,000 for a club set, no problem. Post-COVID, people are still saying, "Oh, we lost money during COVID."
Oh yeah, they all say that. But DJs are making their money. Like I googled like 10 DJ companies and I was shocked the amount of like for like 3 hours how much they're making here in downtown Toronto. I was like, "Oh, I'm selling myself short cuz they're not budging. They're not budging their costs, Because everyone wants a DJ now. Everyone wants to get a wedding done. Everyone wants, but you're right. They do say that a lot. Like, oh, well, they use COVID as an excuse for everything, but it should be for us too, because gas has gone up. We got to travel. We got to do long hours. You got to tear down. You got to set up. Like, people just think, oh, well, you just press play. Like, they don't see all the amounts of equipment you're lugging in too, right? And all the preparation, like you said. So, yeah, I think it's standing firm on your price. And if you have to walk away, then you got to walk away. But I notice clubs, they definitely, I don't do clubs. I do more wedding corporate radio stuff, like, because clubs will just lowball you to the ground,
Absolutely.
So it's not worth
it. The only reason I'll ever do a club now is because I want to stay fresh and I want to enjoy doing it, or because I know that there are certain people that are going to be there. And speaking of you looking up other DJs in Toronto, like, the things that I do now, and especially for the new YouTube channel, is I'm doing test cases with people where send me your packages, send me your gear, send me your pictures, and send me your marketing materials. I will review all that and I'll make some tweaks to it. I'll suggest tweaking things, and in turn, you should be making more money after we're done. I just did that with somebody last year. They were my first test case scenario, because he was like, "Dude, how do you get to charge so much for your events? You're doing the same thing that other people are doing."
Exactly,
and I was like,
yeah.
"Send me all this." He sent it all to me, and I was like, "Well, you might want to think about rearranging this and spending $2,000-$3,000 on some other gear, and then you can create a different package that way." He did it. He spent $2,000, and he netted $40,000.
Wow.
Off of $2,000, a $2,000 investment. He netted 40 because he listened to me, and I just said, "Now you could take this and market yourself differently for this crowd." So I would love to help you and do that.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I looked at your bio and I'm thinking, man, how does this guy keep up with his social media? I could barely keep up with it. Like, your social media is really good. Like, if you guys Google him, check him out on Instagram, like, he's everywhere, but even his bio, his link tree, like everything I was looking at, you're on YouTube, you're pretty much everywhere. You have a merch store on Amazon, like, just everywhere I was looking, I'm like, it's very organized. And how do you find time? I looked at all your social media and you're literally like everywhere, and social media is a full-time job. So for all you guys that don't know, he is also on YouTube. He gives like tips on business growth and also DJ tips on his YouTube, which is really helpful too. But how do you have time to even keep up with social media too and all these apps?
Social media. I work with a team by the name of Jackie Zuckerman,
Hmm.
and she runs a group called Next on Scene. And every year we sit down at the top of the year or every 6 months and we brainstorm ideas. And you're supposed to post every day. You're supposed to post twice a day. Sometimes I fall off, sometimes I don't. Um, we discuss our strategy with Jackie, especially. You'll see me post more when I'm trying behind the scenes to pitch something new to somebody or a potential client. Because then, oh, look at the interactions from the past 30 days, right? Like we saw an uptick, and you've now engaged with 300,000 um, viewers in the past 30 days. So there's like a method to my madness with it. Is like I'll pay attention to it more when I'm speaking to clients and they just want to see what we're doing with social, or if I'm pitching a new sponsor, because those are other things, for added revenue too, guys. You can pitch sponsors, and you don't even have to have like a million viewers or a million followers for sponsors. A lot of people like micro influencers these days that have 1,000, 2,000 followers, and they have really good engagement on their 1,000 or 2,000 followers that they have, because those are the micro influencers. So I mean, that's basically where I fall in. And then I gang record everything and we gang shoot everything. So if I'm at an event, we have a running camera, we have a photographer, or I'm the photographer shooting shit, and we'll just chop that up and repurpose it for either YouTube or, Instagram Reels, whatever. YouTube is the only thing, because I'm trying to grow it, that I sit, I brainstorm, I watch videos from the top 10 creators these days,
Hmm.
and I figure out like how can I apply that to me or as a DJ. And that's where I just came up with the I'm gonna sit here after I get home from visiting my parents this weekend and visiting our in-laws, and I'm gonna gang record 30 YouTube shorts to post 30 shorts in 30 days, because that is your quickest way to grow on YouTube. You got to do shorts for 30 days, and it translates to Instagram as well. That if you do a short a day, or you do a reel or a story a day for 30 days, from 37 to 49 seconds long, your growth, it's like it shoots you up and then you fall off and then you shoot back up again. So that's what I recommend for those who want to grow socially.
Interesting. I feel like it's like a bit of a lottery draw too, because some people I've interviewed, like for example, Jay Chalet a couple weeks ago, her story was incredible with hitting 12 million people just on one 90s video, right? And then boom. I mean, she's already an amazing DJ and entertainer, but like boom, then her Facebook shot up to like over 1 million people. Like I've talked to a few people where that's just happened. It's just spun out of control. So do you think it's kind of a bit of luck too? Because people could keep posting and posting, and it's just sometimes I feel like it's the algorithms too. What do you think?
So
That
that they actually have, if you look at, go to Google Analytics,
hmm.
and you can drill down between the platforms on what people are searching and their viewership and
Hmm.
the times. So there are creators who will delete stuff if it doesn't track the first time, and they'll wait like 20 days and they'll repost it again to see if it tracks that time. Um, I did that recently with something. Like when I first started my YouTube channel, like 4 months ago, 5 months ago, whatever, I posted something from the Big Ten championship game. And it was just the behind the scenes, like a quick, like 30-second thing behind the scenes of the camera work that I was showing you. And before I had like 10 views. And
Hmm.
when I posted it the second time, it went to like 2,000 views. And I was like, oh, well, I could delete that and I could repurpose that again
Oh,
as
that's
the
a good
channel
idea.
keeps growing.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually. Yeah, and TikTok, I've noticed that too. I've had a few friends that went viral and they just started, and I'm like,
It's
how is this possible? I don't get
so
it.
good.
And their content is just it's just like whatever. It's just like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" What like it's just like so normal, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like boom, like I had one friend that hit I think it was over 200,000 or I don't know, it was quite a lot on TikTok. It just she just started speaking and then boom, it just went crazy. So, you
It's so
never know.
so good.
Yeah. I wish Twitch was like that too, where it was a little easier like that. It's really growing as a community. Do you have any like goals you would say for Twitch that or any goals, even DJing, you've done so much, but is there any goals left for you that you would really love to do or accomplish?
Yeah, yeah. I always set my major goal at the top of the year with my manager and my agent. So we set the major goal and then we break it down by 5 micro goals. So you set the macro, then you break that down with 5 micro goals to work towards that. I'm working more towards releasing my own music. Like I've been producing for a few artists lately, which
Mhm.
is it's cool. It's been fulfilling. I have some stuff out for placement with a few major artists, which is really nice. I've been able to work with Disney and the team in American Idol, so shout out to those guys for the past couple of years, and we're working on something now that works towards the major goal of thinking outside the box. But our homie does the Oscars. Um, I don't want to do the Oscars because that's him and his wife. We're working towards me being at. I'm just gonna say it. We're working towards me being with Ryan Seacrest.
Oh, wow. That's
That's
amazing.
that's the macro goal.
Mhm.
So we started that 2 years ago, and it's been chipping away a little bit with the micro goals every year, every year, every year. Um, you know, and
That's
hopefully,
awesome.
hopefully, keeps on gaining more traction. Y- y- that is the ultimate goal. That and the 2 TV shows that I'm working on the treatment and the pilot. Uh, Stay tuned for that. I got Ja Rule who's going to be coming out on with me for the first episode.
Oh, that's super dope. Wow. Yeah, you're definitely doing a lot. That's amazing. So props to you. I know you said you only had an hour. I don't know if you're good for a
Yeah,
few minutes or it's totally up to you. I want to respect your time too.
I got like 5 more minutes.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So maybe I'll shoot some fast questions at you too.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, so that's really awesome. So, I know you worked with like a variety of celebrities, as I mentioned earlier. You guys, I'm going to say it very quickly: P. Diddy, Mariah Carey, Sean Paul, Mary J. Blige, John Legend, Jamie Foxx. Thinking about him, Maury Povich, the B-52, Slick Rick, Guru, Black Sheep. Ivanka Trump. That's interesting, and there's a whole lot more. Was there anyone that kind of I don't wanna say high maintenance, but, like, I'll position the question a different way. Was there any where you're just like, "Oh, man, this is definitely requiring a lot more work working with?"
Not the artist
Mhm.
because she was just dope. Actually, no, I could take that back. She was dope, but she was late.
Oh, shoot.
And
Okay.
when I say late,
Yeah.
I mean late. I was opening for her
Wow.
and doors opened at 7:30. She was supposed to go on at 9 for 2 hours and then I was supposed to go back on and close the show. She was there at 8 o'clock. She didn't go on until 12.
Sounds like Lauryn Hill.
Ding,
Wow.
ding, ding.
And you still have to have high energy. Like, were you playing all that time, or was it a hosting job?
I was DJing, I was emceeing,
Oh,
and,
wow. It's a lot of
you
work
know,
to keep the crowd going.
I was like, "Hey," I was like, "Don't worry, y'all, coming up shortly,
Oh,
Lauryn
no.
Hill." And then, like, I saw them, and I was like, all right, they're getting ready. They're getting ready. They're definitely going on. And for those who don't know, her band is it's the Marley Family,
Mhm.
right? So it's like it's the illest show as long as you could wait for her. And it was so bad by the time like we were supposed to be done and out of the venue by 1:30, 2 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Shoot.
Her set didn't end until like 1:30, 2 o'clock. And then they still wanted me to go on after that. So I
Oh,
didn't get out of
no.
there until like 4 a.m. and I started at 7:30.
Yeah, it's a lot. Wow.
But I mean, it was worth it. And the funny thing is, I screwed up my date with my, at the time we had just met. The first time I was 2 hours late to dinner because of
Mm-mm.
New York City traffic. And I said, "Oh, I need to make this up to you. I'm opening for Lauryn Hill this weekend. Would you like to be my guest?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And then she's like, "I don't know anybody. How long are you actually playing for?" I was like,
Oh, no.
"Playing for like 2 hours, and then she'll go on, and I'm gonna play for another 2 hours, but I'll be with you, for like 3-4 hours in between that."
Yeah.
She stayed stage left the entire freaking time. And then when Lauren was performing "Turn Your Lights Down Low," there's a line where she says, "Loving you is like a song I replay every 3 minutes and 30 seconds every day."
Mhm.
And then further, like in a wave of emotion, I asked you to marry me. I looked at her and I was like, you know what? She stuck it out with me for 5 hours waiting for me. I was like, oh, I'm marrying her. And yeah, that's my wife.
Wow, that's amazing. Actually, I didn't even know it was Lauryn Hill. I just threw out Lauryn Hill
No, I
because I
said,
remember waiting like 7 hours for Lauryn Hill out here in Toronto. So I didn't even know it was Lauryn Hill. That's
it was Lauren
hilarious.
Hill. Yeah, it was Lauren Hill.
Wow, crazy. How long have you guys been married for too?
We're gonna celebrate. God, what are we? 7 years this year.
Aw, that's awesome. Congrats to you guys, to you both as well. That's really awesome. Wow, and just balancing that all out. Do you have, like, a most memorable story with, like, a really great story with any of these celebrities too that you worked with?
Yeah, Jason Kidd. So
Jason. Mhm.
Jason Kidd is he's a Hall of Fame point guard. Ridiculous basketball talent. Now he's the head coach. So no one it was my first like 2 months. No one had spoken to me at the Nets aside from production. And I'm like, man, so I'm like, Irie, like, what are you doing? He's like, bro, just go, go talk to them. I was like, yeah, I was like, Irie you're hanging out with Leonardo DiCaprio, you're hanging with Fox, Alonzo Mourning's hanging, and Irie's like, yo, go hit Zoe up and tell him that you're my boy. So I'm like, yo, Zoe, what's good? And I was like, yo, Irie, and he's like, oh, cool. So just like, hey, cool. Jason Kidd, captain of the team, leader, legend. We're in the back, and I'm hanging out because I couldn't leave until all the players left. They had to get their cars. The chauffeurs would bring the cars in. All the players would get in. So I'm there, and I'm just hanging out on my stuff. And he's hanging out, and he's talking to a bunch of the players while they're waiting. J Kid, his car comes first. He stops, and he goes, yo, Yoshi, right? And I was like, yeah. I was like, yo, what's up, Jay? And he's like, bro, you've been killing it. He's like, we really feel the vibe when you're here. The energy it's just right. So then we speak for 15, 20 minutes. I help his son get into the car, and all the other players saw, and because of who he was and who he is, after that it's just like, yo, what's good? Like, oh, do you game? Like, yo, you on Xbox? You on
Oh,
PlayStation?
wow.
Like, so then it's just like, It's like, oh, well, what games you play? So after that, then it's just like, oh, I got a sneaker launch party. Once you come to you want a DJ? So it became like that,
Oh,
and
that's
so shout out
awesome.
to J Kid, um, him and Richard Jefferson. Like whenever I see RJ, it's like all love. Like, and I haven't seen I at one time I hadn't seen him for like 6 years,
Hmm.
and then I randomly saw him when I was playing Tau in Vegas. Um, RJ was hanging out with LeBron, and I'm walking by, and he's like, "Yo!" And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was
That's
like,
super dope.
First of all, I was like, "Hey, you're next to LeBron," and he's like, "Yo, bro, haven't seen you in so long." And you caught up, and now he's an NBA champion. So, and that all started because of Jason Kidd. So shout out
Wow.
to J
That
Kidd.
you got some really cool stories, man. Really, really interesting stories too. That's awesome. Wow. So do you have anything on your besides DJing or emceeing, anything on your life bucket list that you would want to do with your family or
Yeah.
anything?
So we were supposed to do Dubai as a family trip. Dubai, and then from there either do the Maldives or sail down the Nile.
Mhm.
And we were supposed to go do that, but this past January, but my cousin was getting married in San Diego in March, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I got to save. The downfall with having a day career is I'm limited on vacation time, and most of my vacation time that I take is for me to go play sports events and highfalutin luxury events. I'm fortunate enough that I get 2 months of vacation, which is an insane amount.
Oh yeah, that
But
is. Yeah.
I told my wife, and I was like, listen, I know that we've wanted to do this, and it would have been great doing it as a family, but it's like $30,000 for Dubai.
Oh, it's a lot.
For yeah, it's I'm our flights alone is $18,000. Right? So it's $30,000 for that entire trip right there. And then on top of that, that doesn't include Egypt. And then we're going to spend like another, $9,000-$10,000 for San Diego. I don't think that we should go. And she's like,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
like
insane.
let's table that and not do that.
Mhm.
So we decided to push it, and hopefully do it in 2025. And hopefully my parents are still in good health, that we could do it as a family trip, because I've always dreamed of being in Dubai, doing the Egyptian stuff. I'm a big history guy.
Mhm.
Um, if I'm not watching anything or working on music or sports, I'm watching the History Channel, or I'm reading history books. So or watching the Science Channel. So to be able to do that, that is the life bucket list, and we're attempting to get as many friends to come out as possible for our planning of a 10-year vow renewal, and we're hoping to do that in Italy. So
Oh, that's awesome. That's so good. Yeah, you definitely gotta do it. Do it now, we don't know
yeah,
what tomorrow is gonna bring or the next couple years, so that's what I'm learning too with life, like, just live in the moment. Don't keep saving, for the next 50 years because our world is changing so
oh,
fast.
you're so
But
right.
just do things now, and enjoy life now. But I wanna thank you so much too
Thanks.
for, joining me, sticking around, half an hour later too. I know you only had an hour there, so I appreciate you. Make sure you everyone, and anyone catching my replay, make sure you guys are adding, Real DJ Yoshi. He's doing a lot in his community, as an advocate too, and he's done so many incredible things. It was really interesting going through his bio and pretty much, not stalking, but like pretty much running. Honeyflow knows how to run her Google searches, but just it really was like wow, like he's doing some of the stuff that us DJs or streamers can dream of. That's on our bucket
And
list
I'm here
to
to
do,
help.
right? So
I'm
yeah, I appreciate
like,
that.
I want to help you make more money.
Oh, I
So
appreciate that. Yeah,
send
I'll
me the
definitely.
packages, send me the pictures, send me your marketing. And
I'll
I'm
definitely
like,
message you. Yeah, I'll definitely
yeah,
because I have an idea. I won't say here. I have said it has been on my bucket list, but since you have experience, I'll definitely message you on it and see
yes,
how to kind of get kick started. Yeah.
for sure, for
So
sure. Hit me up.
yeah, I really appreciate it. Let's see. Oh yeah, he has a show, DJ Hams. So why don't you just let them know when you're on Twitch so they could catch you as well
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So when I'm in town, most likely I'm on every Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern. And then when I'm in town, Friday also 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern, and Sunday 6 to 8 p.m.
Okay, awesome. Oh, they're pretty much the same times I'm
Pretty
on
much the
too.
same time.
Overlap. Didn't realize that. Yeah. So, okay, awesome. So, yeah, make sure you guys are adding him. And I'm just wondering if you can see who's on, if there's anyone you'd like to go to, we can raid into.
Oh, let's do that. Let's do that. All right.
I'm checking here too.
Let's go to. You guys want to go to somebody small, right? Let's go to someone small. I like rating small people.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely
More
up to you. Definitely.
people
Yeah.
with small viewers.
That also helps. Yeah. And it helps and makes their day too, right?
Love it. Love it. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to Vernimal.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't.
Birdsong, yeah.
Let's see here. How come I don't see him in my list?
VERNIMAL. Did he
Let's
did
see.
he just sign off? No, no, he's still on.
Is he?
Yeah,
Okay,
he's still on.
Vernal. I haven't seen him in a minute. Okay, there he is. Wonder why
Yes.
wonder why he doesn't show up under my like you know how it shows people that are live? He's actually
Yeah.
not showing there for
Hold
some
on.
reason.
Hold on.
Let's
Let me
see
make
here.
sure. Let me make sure.
I don't know why Twitch does that now, but I can't see the people I'm following. They like literally look invisible to me.
Oh yeah.
I
They
don't know
completely
why they
screwed
do
up.
that.
He is on.
Yeah, okay, perfect. Okay, so we're gonna raid into him. Thank you guys so much. And again, thank you for joining me. It was awesome just learning your personal story. And I really I'm grateful for that, honestly, because it hits so much more home to me. So it's nice to know that you're making like changes as well and you're feeling a lot better. So keep doing that because you definitely get better results, and we could help someone in this chat room that has been going through some health issues too. So I'm grateful that you share your story too,
Oh,
um, and you're humble too. That's hard to find in this industry, so I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to go to Vernimal right now, you guys. Thanks for sticking around. Again, make sure everyone in the room adds Real DJ Yoshi. Feel free to follow me before you leave if you like. Digging the vibe. That's the only way you're going to see my show too. And if not, I'm sure I'll see you guys on these Twitch streets. Okay, so we're going to try to raid in right now. Hopefully this works. I think it's going through. I usually try a few times because sometimes it misses people. So we're going to Verminal, you guys. So make sure you guys check him out if you miss it. Thanks for
yes.
coming through, everyone. This girl, Xtina, DJ Hams, Twitches,
Thank y'all. Thank you
Majar.
guys.
Is it Majar? Majar says that they're with you. They saw that game you were talking about earlier on, which is pretty cool.
Oh, wow,
The one
really?
that was televised, like the September 11th
Yeah, the 9/11 game.
story.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
You got so many cool stories for sure.
Oh, we
So
could go on for days with good and bad stories. I will never say the bad stories because I've seen some shit.
yeah, I think I can definitely probably see that. But hopefully you'll be able to come back on. I'll definitely have you back on again.
Absolutely, I'm in.
Hey, hey, Big Daddy, good to see you. Okay, so let's see if this raids. It's kind of crawling. Do you automatically press it? I usually let it
Oh,
go through.
I normally just press it.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, because sometimes it misses people. Okay, so I'm gonna press it. Looks like it just went through. And I'm just gonna try quickly one more time to do it. And I think we
And
should be
we're
good.
going. We're going.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. Rating. I I don't know why it keeps missing people, but it does.
No, we're in.
Okay. It usually misses a few people. Okay, I'm going to rate it again. Okay, perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much, and we'll definitely see you. Definitely see you in these Twitch streets. Hopefully you're grabbing something for dinner as well,
I'm on with the players podcast now.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
And then I'm gonna eat.
Okay. Yeah, definitely take a break too if you can. All right. Well, thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for
Yeah,
having me.
we'll see you soon
All right, I'll
then.
see you soon.
Okay, take
Bye.
care. Bye. All right, see you guys. We'll see you guys in his room, Vernimal's room right now. Hope you guys enjoyed the Honey Flow show, and I'll see you guys in these Twitch streets. Probably, let's see. I think my next show is Sunday, so I'll see you guys Sunday. I may do a pop up. Who knows? We'll see. Hey, Lisa. Oh, Lisa Bella is in the Beza is in the other room. All right, we'll see you guys soon. Take care.